Welcome back to Beautiful Mind. Today, we're going to be talking about our planetary bodies and finding the next bottoms. Hello, and welcome back to Beautiful Mind. Thank you very much to all my viewers and subscribers. If you're new here, I'm Roland Attenborough. I'm the leading GAN researcher of scientific and analytical reporting. Let's just dive right in here. So, we've been talking about our planetary bodies, which have all been taken from this June 18th bottom. Let's just go take a look at it. So, from all of these bottoms, we're going to take an inventory. But before we do that, we're just going to check in to see which ones did make the bottom next. Let's go take a look. So one of our very last bottoms that we had to come around or return or conjunction is the sun returning to the 26th degree of Gemini, which is June 18th. Let's go take a look and see if we had a bottom come in somewhere near or around this date. This is the 18th right here. And 3 days before we had our major bottom, and then on the 18th, we started to move up. As you know, Gan gave 3 degrees on either side of all his prognosis. This is the same as Christ rose on the 3rd day. So this is in fact a direct hit, according to Mr. Gan and using his material. So we're going to go ahead and update this. And we're going to go take a look at some other things because I noticed that I had forgot to check off or mention something about Mars. And I found that no one even mentioned that to me. So surprisingly enough, we're going to go take a look at that. So here we are. The sun came in and made a bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 here. Let's go take a look at what happened on April 15th. As you know, on April 15th, we had our Mercury return and a swing top. So this is a level that we need to be aware of here. And this is going to be a bottoming level for our next move up. And we were talking about that. So this one will not get a check mark. It is not a bottom. This is our current swing top. Should this create a bottom, which I expect it will, then it will get a check mark. But for now, it's our swing top, and it represents an area and a level that we need to sit on and get over. So this one is going to get a circle, just like when Venus came around on January 23rd and made a higher low and a peak top. What are we talking about there? We're talking about the January 23rd level here. It's right here. You know what? Let's just make that a little bigger so that we can see that a little nicer. So January 23rd, right up here. So this was a lower area here for this. And you can see that we had many wicks and a pullback here and a subsequent pullback here and then a follow through. So at this point, this one is still, well, it's still a topping area. So I didn't really want to include it as a check mark. However, we are above this area. Going back to the 15th here, this will not get a check mark. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have 7 there. Let's go take a look at Venus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's go take a look at Mars now. And what I was talking about with Mars is we forgot to, or I forgot to, update the April 28th return. Let's go see if a bottom came in somewhere close to April 28th or on April 28th. Let's go take a look. April 28th. What do we got here? There's 25, 26, 27, there's 28. So we are 3 degrees from our bottom. That is, in fact, a direct hit. So we are saying that the second Mars return at 90 degrees is a direct hit. The next time we could expect a Mars return will occur in July on the 14th, where I expect that we're going to have a swing top on July 12th and then a subsequent pullback. Well, that's what you heard from me, so that's what I'm laying out. Let's go see if maybe we can see something like that occur coming up. Well, by July 12th, the price will need to be at 34,000. And it's sure looking like we're about to do that. Will this happen? It's very possible and likely. So let's pay attention to this. Let's go now and add up the rest of our check marks that we have here. So out of these 3 planets, we have 23 out of 25. That's pretty good. Our Mars returns that we have were 2 for 2. That's pretty darn good. Just because our planetary bottoms and this esoteric finding of bottoms has worked out rather well doesn't mean that it will always work out this way. We're looking for relationships. This is all we're doing. We're looking for conjunctions, relationships. We're looking for market symmetry. This is how Mr. Gann was linking and making sequences work out numerically and, in fact, using the celestial bodies as we have done here. I hope you really enjoyed that. This has been a long process up to here. The next one we're going to be taking a bottom from will most likely be from this 15,000 level here, where we will take the planetary bodies and run the square of 9 all the way around it. Stay tuned for that one. Also, I wanted to point out that we were doing planetary scales. I used the sun and started here. I also have a planetary scale for the sun at 15,000, which is very interesting. When I receive 100 likes on my tutorial about the scales for the planets, I will release the rest of my scales for the planets, in which case I'm sure you're going to be very, very pleased with the findings of that as well. Moving forward here, what do we expect? I expect that we're going to move up. In my previous tutorials, I had a bunch more arrows and other types of angles and stuff. However, I had exceeded the amount of tools that were allowed to be used, which is 28 tools. And Stormgain removed all my tools, so I had to repopulate the rings and a bunch of these angles and stuff. So my apologies that I had exceeded the capabilities of Stormgain and the use of all their tools. That being said, it's never too late to update your charts and keep them about the same, or whichever way you think is necessary for you. I really appreciate all my viewers and all my subscribers, and I'm extremely grateful for all your viewing and especially your comments and your subscribing. It means a lot to me, to put out this work. If you'd like to see more of my work, then hit me up and continue to watch. And this will be a great energy relief for me to continue to move forward while I push the envelope of esoteric knowledge upon you. Peace and love to you all. Tear my tutorials apart. Share them with your colleagues. Safe trading. Peace and love.